Video's going to be a little shaky because I'm doing this with one hand. My tripod crapped out on me and fell over, so I've gone through, pulled all of them out because I realized it's really boring to watch. These here still have a lot of tissue on them. Like, let me see, like these. It's got a lot of connective stuff that I can't pull off by hand, so I'm going to let it sit in this bucket for a few more days. This bucket is for smaller things like ribs, if that could fit in there. And this bucket is stuff that is mostly clean, like I'd say 90% clean. So I'm going to go through and show you guys if I've found or learned anything interesting. Let's see. I'm pretty sure there's a word for it, but I forget what it is. This is, I'm almost positive, some kind of a shoulder thing. I'm pretty sure it's got something to do with the shoulder. I'm not 100% sure what, but I'll have to do some looking around to find out. And there. Yeah, see, like this still has a lot of sitting to do. That's the pelvis. I'm like 100% sure of that. That's the pelvis. So, bigger pieces go in there. I dropped something tiny. Speaking of tiny, where did I put them? I'll have to show you when I get to them, I suppose. I found a bunch of the feet that I found that were still intact. I have managed to get most of the flesh off of those, except this one. By the way, gross. But yeah, this one still has the feet on it. The little hoofs are not as strong as you'd think, because when I got to the other foot, I was kind of just looking at it, kind of pulling on it, and it disintegrated in my hands. I don't know if it's because it's been sitting in the water or what, but there's little, like, trying to do this with one hand, there's little, like, phalanges in there, and that's how it moves. Like, it's really interesting. That's probably the worst piece right there, because that's got the most flesh left. Let's see, this one's okay. That one's getting full. Let's put that in there. This is a kneecap, or a knee. If you look, you can, I really don't want to touch this with bare hands. Hang on just a moment. Put my glove back on. Yeah. Alright, so if you look, you can see the different parts and how they move. Do you see that? Like this is one piece. This one, this bit here doesn't really move that much, but that's how that joint works. Do you see? And it folds almost in half. It's probably not supposed to, but I can. Yep, do you see? It's just really interesting to me. Okay, there's that. And let's see, another rib needs to be done. Another one of those. Some more vertebrae. You can see like the gunk in there. Right up in there, do you see? That still needs to kind of dissolve. I don't know how I'm going to get that out. So I figured out that this is the breastplate. Like what the ribs would connect to up front. And I don't know if it's worth saving. Just because it's really thin. Really thin. Like, see? It's incredibly fragile. I should probably point the camera at what I'm talking about, but it's very fragile. I just wonder... I'm I'm going to try to save as much as I can from it, but if we can't, I don't consider it a huge loss. These are more vertebrae. Hi, butterfly. There's a butterfly. ADD strikes again. Oh, there he is. Do you see him? Anyway, this spine, as much as I don't want to, I may have to try to break in half. Just because it will not fit in the bucket. Let me see. Ah, rip, tear, smash. Ew. One-handed. Look at that. Can the camera focus on it, please? Look at that. It's like fat, I think, between the things. I don't know. That should fit in there now. Yes, it does. Almost 100% fits in there. Awesome. Okay, so all the wet things are put away. Let me show you guys the highlights of some of these dry things, if this mosquito would fuck off. Let's see, I don't know what that is. A lot of ribs that are almost done. The thing about the ribs, it was interesting to clean these because there's like a little knob up here of like cartilage or something, not quite bone, but something kind of hard. And if you peel that back, all the flesh peels off it like a banana, which is disgusting. Whatever hit this poor deer hit her hard. Because, do you see how broken that is? Just how cracked. A bunch of these little pieces that I'm like, oh, I don't know what the hell this is. I've figured out is and are parts of the skull. You can see the, see the lines there that separate the different bones. If you've ever looked at a picture of a human skull, you know how it's got like those kind of squiggly lines all over it? That's because the skull is not one big bone, it's a bunch of little ones, and that's what this is right here. That's the border between bones. This is, I think, a shoulder blade? I don't know. There's still some sinew on there I need to take care of, but I'll deal with that when I've got a knife to work with. It's the jaw. Like this is another part of the skull. I'm almost positive. I don't see any lines on it, but go away, bugs. But it does, it's very, very fragile. There's these itty bitty little bones in there, which you'd be able to see if the camera would focus properly. There we go. You see that? Very tiny, tiny little bones. Like this, I think, is another part of the shoulder blade, and just, it's so beaten up. And granted, some of it is vulture damage, but I still don't know what this is. But, just, this poor thing was hit so hard. This is what I was talking about with the foot. You can see, like, the little, it's like a human finger. It's got little phalanges that move. As you see, if I can show you. Like that. Look, did you see? Up and down. Like this. There's still some connective stuff on there, but like I said, I'll have to cut and scrape that away when I've got a knife I can use. I do not want to use kitchen knives on this, just because Shane would destroy me, and that's disgusting. So, more teeth. I'm not sure what this is. It's very small. More joints. I think this was between a pair of knees, or a knee structure. More ribs. More teeth. Look, you can see the structures in there. I keep pointing the camera at the wrong place. You can see like the pieces in there, how it all works. One of them, I think it's this one, still has the nerve in there. This little thing, kind of flapping around. That, like in the middle there, I'm pretty sure that's a nerve, because if you look on the other side, it's hollow. Like there's something that's supposed to run through there. Probably blood supply, veins, whatever. This is another joint. There's the biggest part of the skull, which looks really good. You can see here what I'm talking about. Like if you look by the orbit, you can see the little wiggly lines. That's a separate bone. This one just seems to have stuck together better than the others. There you go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You can see where it's split. Right above what I guess we would call the eyebrow. Right there, you can see where the two bones have split. Neighborhood kids are just, I don't know if they're being murdered or having a good time, but I really wish they'd be quiet. Excuse me, hang on. Hi, dogs. Hello. Hi. No, get your nose out of there. Put these up. Hi there. Hello. I smell interesting, don't I? Put this up when I can't get to it. Okay. My neighbor has let her dogs out, and so I need to go inside. See you in just a sec. Okay, so, neighbor let her dogs out, and I didn't want them to get into what I was doing, so I real quick, put it up, put it where they can't reach it. Mulan! See my cat? Turd. So, that was basically all I wanted to show you. The defleshing is actually a lot easier than I thought it would be for most parts. And, some of the bigger pieces, like the spines, obviously, and then a couple of the larger, whatever these are, the, like, fibia, tibia, those are going to have to sit a little bit longer, and, I'm trying to not show that I'm not wearing pants. I spilled on my jeans, so those are going to be officially death pants. They're over there in the corner. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them sit for another 2 or 3 days. I really didn't want to let them sit for as long as I have, because, I just didn't want them to get too waterlogged or start to, break apart or anything. I don't know if that's even something that can happen. But, look at my Loki. Hi, mister. Hi. Who's that? Say hi to the people. Hi, people. Hi, people. Oh, people have a smell. He's my baby. He's such a good boy. Anyway, Captain Distracted here. Alright, so I didn't want those to sit as long as I let them sit, but I kind of had to. The weather the past couple of days throughout the week has been cold and rainy and just miserable. So I'm glad I finally got time today to do some work on those. Can you see him? Look at him. But, let me switch hands. My arm's getting tired. I'm out of shape. But yes, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this one will be a bit shorter than the last couple ones were, and it was very much the same kind of stuff. What I'm going to do now is, I'm not going to record every single thing I do. I'll just kind of capture the highlights like I did today. So, yeah, I'm going to go take a shower, because I got splashed a few times, and I feel so gross. So gross. Yuck. But, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will leave you with my cat. Bye. Yes, Loki. Loki. Yes, buddy boy. Say bye. You say bye? He's smelling my hands because I stink. Loki. Say goodbye. Alright. Bye, guys. Thanks for... Hi. Crappy webcam is crappy. After I took my shower, I read up on what I've been doing, and technically, I'm not 100% right in what I'm doing, but I'm not 100% wrong either. It's called, maceration, which is where you get, all of your bones, whatever, stick it in a bucket full of water, which is what I've done, except that it's supposed to have a lid on it, which you then don't touch for like a month. It's a long process. It takes a while. So this weekend, I'm talking to Shane now because he's on the other side of my laptop. I'd like to go to Home Depot and get one of those big, like, 5-gallon buckets to put these in. Because if it's sealed, too, it won't smell. And nothing can get into them. Go ahead and say something. I know you want to. Anyway, but yeah, what I'm doing is kind of maceration, kind of not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the bucket. I'm going to take all of the bones that have anything left on them, like even little bits of stuff, put them in the bucket, let them sit for a month, apparently. Check them out, do whatever. After that comes a peroxide bath, which is half hydrogen peroxide, half water. That helps to get like the fat, waxy crap off of them. It helps to kind of lighten them up. Do not put bleach on bones. That will turn it into bone meal. That's one of the stupidest things you could possibly do, apparently. And boiling it does the same thing. It makes the bones really weak and brittle, which I didn't know. So I'm glad I read before I did that. But yeah, so that's going to be the next step, is the peroxide and everything. And after that, I guess, just putting it up and looking for another one? I don't know. Shane's shaking his head because I said looking for another one. I actually really enjoy this. Why don't you make the thing to me? So anyway, just thought I'd tack this on the end and tell you guys what's going on. So don't expect anything new about this for quite a while. Shane is distracting. Look at my eyebrow. I have the annoyed eyebrow, Shane. Get that from my dad. For God's sake. So yeah, don't expect anything about this for quite a while. I may update with like just like a peek at, hey, look how gross this is, but probably not. After all, this is a gaming channel. You guys are here for me to rage at games, not poke at dead things. So, I see you laughing. What are you laughing about? Do you want to say hello? No? I want you to say hello. Normally he doesn't shut up. But, yeah. So I will see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be a game of some sort. So, good. Thank you guys very much for watching.